Hi, Jessie Mullins here with Period Fairy, which is my blog about periods and vaginal health. Super fun stuff! I'm here with you in my super sciencey glasses talking about super scientific things. The menstrual cycle, how to chart it, and what are the 3 phases. Because I left sex ed class in middle school and high school thinking 2 things that are wrong. 1, my period will come at the same time every month. Sometime in the last week, or sometime in the first week, I don't remember when it used to be. Sometime in that general area. And that obviously led to lots of problems. Number 2, I thought that your menstrual cycle was your period, and that's it, which isn't true. You have a whole menstrual cycle, and your period is just one phase. Okay, so there are 3 phases. And your menstrual cycle is 28 days long, typically if you have a normal period, which is what we're going to talk about today. It may be longer or shorter depending on your age and whether or not you have normal periods. Okay, so to show you about charting and to talk to you about when the different phases are, I have this super old calendar from 2012, and it's color-coded. Okay, so in pink, which is just the obvious color other than red, but I didn't have red. They don't have highlighters in red. So we're going to pretend that your period starts on day 1 of the month, just for fun. And the same rules and all this apply to whenever you start. So day 1, your period starts. Now, that is not when you have like brown bleeding or brown spotting leading up to your period. That doesn't count. My OBGYN slash gynecologist told me that your period doesn't count until it's bright red blood. So when you see that, bam, menstrual cycle day 1. So that's here, okay? And it typically lasts 4 to 6 days, so I have 6 days here. But if you're lucky like me, it gets 7 at least. And you might not know when it ends because it can taper off in spotting, you know. And mine might not even be 7 days long. The spotting afterward just lasts forever. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's never ending. But it might be done. It doesn't really matter when it ends. But that's phase 1, called the menstruation. Okay? Phase 2 starts immediately after, which like I said, you might not know when exactly it starts, but that also doesn't matter. But the second phase, right after the menstruation, is called the follicular phase. And that is when your ovary, or your egg follicle in your ovary, is getting ready to release the egg. Which is the whole point of your period, to prepare your body for pregnancy. And the egg needs to drop for that to happen. So this phase, the follicular phase, is preparing for that. And that happens right after your period. Doesn't matter exactly when that starts. What matters is the week that you're most fertile. And my gyno explained it this way. Find day 14 of your cycle. So that's easy because we started on day 1 of the month. So day 14 is here. But just count the days if it starts on a different day for you. And then you plus and minus 3 days. So that's day 11 through 17. That is your most fertile week. So have all the sex, you know, if you're trying to get pregnant. Or if you're not, use birth control or don't do it during that week. But that's not an exact science because actually you can get pregnant at any time of the month, even on your period. Factoid. So yes, that is phase 2. Phase 3 begins on day of your ovulation. And here's where what I've read differs from what my gynecologist has told me, and I have seen it both ways. She told me that ovulation happens somewhere around the end of your fertile week. And I've read that too, but I've also read that when you ovulate, day 1 of the 3rd phase starts. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you have to know if you're trying to have a baby. If you really want to know exactly, you have to take your basal body temperature. There are tools for that, basal body temperature reader. So get that if you really, really want to know the exact day, because actually you can ovulate at any time during the month. Even up here, anywhere, anytime. but it's most likely to happen around this time. Okay? So when you ovulate, probably day 1 of the 3rd phase, which is called the luteal phase, or your premenstrual phase. And what's happening here is your egg has dropped and it's ready to get fertilized, which is, here's a demonstration. Egg, sperm, do. Oh, will he make it? No, he misses. That means you're not pregnant. Or, boom, fertilized. And then that's why this whole process is here. It's building the wall. It's called the uterine lining. Endocrine. And that is where your egg will implant. The fertilized egg will implant, and then you have baby. If not, then your period will come. So that happens during this time, the orange here. And then that ends when the next day of your cycle begins, when you get your bright red bleeding, which means your period's here. So day 1. And that's a 28-day cycle for you. Like I said, it can be different for everyone, and it's hard to say when the different phases start and end. I am not a doctor. I don't know everything about this. You probably know more than me. So if you're watching and you do, I would love for you to share. Comment below, or find me on Facebook or Twitter, or on my blog, Period Fairy, and leave a comment there. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, leave a question too. Alright, thank you for watching and subscribing and liking and all that stuff. Have a good day.